All right, folks, we're back. We're live, trying to crawl our way out of this mini slump, mainly driver slump, which permeates into the rest of the bag. All right, I got the chat up. So, game plan here is basically if I can ideally hit balls for about an hour on the range and then play 18 holes somewhere, but really it's just hit balls on the range until I feel like the swing's in a better spot, and then if we have time, play some holes. If not, so be it. But I'll get the mouse out of the way. It's actually pretty nice. It's only 73 degrees. Last night got down to like 50 degrees. It feels kind of strange. It feels eerily quiet not having that big fan going. Step one, cry. What's up, Kamish? Uneven par. It's really not even. Um, I don't know what else to call it. You guys have seen the videos and you saw me play with Big Dog. It was like out of nowhere last weekend when I did that charity tournament. I just couldn't get the ball in the air and couldn't get off the tee. Everything was just super low launch, super low spin, nose diving out of the air, low left. And when I'm hitting driver that bad, like you get on the tee box and you say, all right, let's try to hit something. It's not like I'm beating myself up, but like, all right, let's try to hit something here. And no matter what you kind of like switch around or try to do, is still everything is just low and left, and you can't get off the tee. It's like, what's the point of even doing this? So you top it 150 yards off the tee, and then now instead of having like a wedge into a green or a pitching wedge, you've got that's a shank. You've got like a 3-wood, and you're in a bad spot, and that just like snowballs and compounds. And then thought maybe it was just a fluke, just a bad day, but then came in with Big Dog last Saturday. Front nine was terrible. Back nine was a little bit better. And then on Sunday, I came out and recorded those videos that you guys are seeing this week, and it was more of the same. So, I don't know. Really, we're just going to hit. Don't really care what happens, just kind of hit balls. And took a couple days as like a mental reset. Just hit balls, don't really care what happens, and just not try to really like do anything crazy to fix anything. Just try to get some feel back and just some positive momentum. Mainly with driver, like irons, everything else is like really the same. It's really just driver that's been horrendous. Golf is a game of waves, good and bad, and it'll last forever. Yeah, I mean, if you guys have followed the channel long enough, I've been in multiple slumps that I've gotten out of, and multiple stretches where I feel like I'm playing really, really good golf. So it was bound to happen at some point. That's why, like, it's not the end of the world. I've been here multiple times. So just John got into a little funk too on the previous TNT. Hinge drive super low, like 2 VLA. He was back to normal himself last night. Empty your mind, let the club do the work. Yeah, pretty much, Boogeyman. You just swing through it. That's what I always tell people too if they're in a rough spot. Just swing through it. But Uneven Par and I have talked about it. It's one thing to swing through it if it's like something minor, but if it's like more mental to where like you almost have like a mental block where you can't hit anything. Honestly, what I did was I had a bunch of stuff going on outside of golf anyways, which has been pretty crappy. But honestly, taking like a few days, even a week, possibly even 2 weeks if it's really bad, but like take like 4, 5, 6, 7 days away from golf and just don't even think about it, and then come back when you're like itching to hit balls and fresh again. Versus, it's one thing to swing through it and try to battle through it, but sometimes you just need that little bit. We all play so much You need that little bit of a wait time to kind of reset yourself. Like, these wedges don't feel bad, so we'll see. I mean, I think I've said this for the third time now, but irons aren't too bad. It's just when I hit driver so bad, it permeates into the confidence level and striking confidence of other clubs. So putter is still not great just because I don't have a line anymore with this new mat. So my putting has been kind of wayward in terms of HLA, which is kind of frustrating. Wedges are about the same, irons are about the same. I want to fix a little bit of that overdone pull, overdraw left with some of the mid irons, but I think that's more so just grip, which isn't much. So I mean, irons are about the same. It's really just driver that I got to figure out. Driver's the most up and down club for me as well. That's why I'm about to hit that 3 UDI. You know, and even Par just got a pretty sweet driving iron. To myself, that when I'm not in the mood, I don't hit balls. I used to practice every day no matter what. When I wasn't into it, I would cause. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I was throughout this week. I had a bunch of other stuff going on too, but I was just basically in that. Like, I just didn't care. I just didn't want to play. And I don't want to come on and just be like, not say anything and be in a terrible mood and try to put on like a fake smile just for the fact of doing it. So it's one thing to like swing through it and all that kind of stuff, but it's another thing just to take a step back and just a little bit of time off and then come back when you're actually in a better mood, kind of more enthusiastic and like versus like down in the dumps, I guess, so to speak. All right. Approach wedge. Gonna weaken up my grip just a little bit on some of these iron shots, probably on driver too. Um, should straighten things out a little bit, but I mean, obviously that's not choke down approach wedge, just my 100-yard shot. That's not terrible. So it's really not irons. It'd just be good to kind of build some momentum with irons, hitting some halfway decent, and then try to figure out something with driver is the main issue. But like daily today, I don't have anything like I could literally just hit balls on the range for like 2 hours if I want to, but I don't have anything that like I planned or wanted to do. I don't even know what I'm gonna do if I figure out driver, what course I want to play, if I want to do a league or just like a local. But I feel like sometimes playing all those the leagues and the tour events and everything, you get into a period, at least I do, where like you have to plan out your entire week to be able to get everything done. So maybe even on a night where you're either sore or tired, or you don't really feel like playing, you're like, well, I've got to go do this because I don't have any other time to do it if I don't do it tonight. Um, Plus, I add on all the other stuff, doing videos and like the regular live streams, all that kind of stuff, which some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. But it turns it into almost more of like, during parts of it, turns it almost more into a chore, which should be something more that you do because we love doing it. But kind of like what Uneven Par's saying, if you just don't feel like hitting balls, then don't hit balls. If you don't feel like playing, then don't play. Oddly enough, though, I mean, it's different when you're in a slump, but oddly enough, I don't hate that. Right on the center line. Oddly enough, some of those days when you're just like, maybe you're a little bit tired or you don't feel quite like playing, sometimes when you have low expectations, I actually play my best. But that's different than not being able to hit driver. I'm liking this a little bit weaker grip. That's weird. I mean, it launched really far right. That looked like a fade, even though it was a draw. There's a 6.2 spin axis left. Just launched 5.8 right. I'm closing. Someone sent a comment to me. I'm closing the face a little bit, even on this, just so subconsciously I don't feel like, especially with driver, we'll see if it works when I get into driver, but you miss the ball constantly left and left. Same thing when you slice the ball. If I kept missing the ball further and further left, so naturally your head goes, okay, just open the face a little bit more, open the face a little bit more, or start a little bit further right. And you start doing that, and then subconsciously, I got to the point where when I was playing with Big Dog, I was like, you wouldn't believe how open the face is. You get to a point where the face is literally so open, you have no choice but to come and release the club super, super hard. Otherwise, it would be off the planet right. So I'm going to kind of do almost game opposites, almost kind of reverse psychology, and actually shut the face a little bit, which will force me, if I really release it, then it'll be like super, super off the planet. Sometimes if you're slicing the ball, a lot of people, they get into a natural tendency of slicing the ball and say, okay, I got to shut the face. And then you slice it and you say, okay, I got to shut the face. And eventually you get to the point where your face is like halfway shut by the time you address the ball, and you're slicing it more and more. So if you're in that period, just try for 20 minutes having the club face wide open, and it forces you to hit a little more what you should be doing. Hopefully that own advice works for my driver, but we'll see. Sometimes having a week or two off can really help. Generally feel refreshed as you get older is absolutely essential. You can recover. Yeah, I hear you. For golf's sake, it wasn't quite that long. I mean, I played on course, and then I played with Big Dog on Saturday night, and then I recorded a couple of videos on Sunday, and I haven't played since Sunday, so 5 days, really not that long, which feels like a while, but oh, that's a shank. That's going to be the only issue of shutting the face a bit more. Coming so far from in to out with a shut face is going to expose that hosel. But I can't keep just opening the face and opening the face and opening the face. I will say though, this new Country Club Elite mat, I do love the fact that it's a foot longer, so I've got a ton of room here in the front. I can really hit down and through it if I want to, without feeling like I was gonna rip up the gym tile in front. It is pretty nice. That was a pitch and wedge, not bad. 122, 129. That was kind of just a easier swing. Like to see this up towards 125, 130 on the carry. This is a pitching wedge. I just switched to it. I think that was my second shot of the pitching wedge. Before that was just a choke down approach wedge, which was 51 degrees. This is a my P770 pitching wedge now. That was the second one with a pitching wedge. Thin. Shanky. It's a 122-yard shank, but that was as close to the hosel without hitting the actual hosel as you can get. Better. 127. Pretty straight. 134 total. I'm starting to feel though, like that's hit pretty good. That was 129, rolling out to 137 for a pitching wedge. I'm starting to get to the point where I think I've been working on trying to hit a draw for so long now that my body kind of naturally does it. So I think I need to get more in the mindset of almost like that's been ingrained at this point. I think I need to get more in the mindset of like trying to hit it straight or even almost like a baby fade. Otherwise, if I try, like basically, I need to hit it and not try to draw it. If I try to draw it, I overdo it too far left. I think I need to get to the point where that's my natural shot and my natural miss now. So I think I need to neutralize that a little bit. Because like it used to be, I would have to really try to draw it to get it to go straight. Now, if I really try to draw it, it's off the planet left. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Oh, there's a shank. What's up, Whiskey Rich? I don't hate that. I feel like now too with this mat, I can compress it a little bit better without worrying about constantly, like I was saying, ripping up the mat. So I feel like that was 5.8 down. That's pretty steep, usually steeper than what I am. I feel like I can really hit down more on it now, compress it more, probably spin it more, and it'll get more distance without feeling like I have to kill it, which I think is good. All right. 9-iron. This is where this thing, for whatever reason, the 9 and the 7-iron have been off the planet left as of late. So I'm going to try to neutralize this a little bit. Pitching wedge is always pretty good, and the 8-iron is pretty good. But for whatever reason, 9 and 7-iron. Are you more accurate if you try to go 10 to 15 yards shorter on clubs? I don't know. I mean, fun match could have gone either way. I don't know for golf's sake. I mean, people say that like, yeah, you can hit lower punch shots, but like I when I'm playing my best, I just swing relatively hard and just trust where it's gonna go. I don't play my best by playing super conservative and trying to steer it. Like if it works for you, that's great. But I've always been the kind of person where I kind of just swing hard and let instincts take over. So for me, I don't think so. For me, when I'm hitting it my best and I'm like really hitting it well. I just feel like I'm not like swinging out of my shoes, but I'm still swinging pretty hard at everything, and I'm just hitting it well. Um, I don't think the answer for me is just saying, okay, that was a 128 carry pitching wedge rolled out to 135. I don't think the answer is going to 115. Yeah, I could do like little punch shots that would probably go straighter, but at a certain point, you're handicapping yourself. You don't see the pros. I know they're not swinging out of their shoes, but the pros aren't hitting 110, 105-yard pitching wedges. They're hitting it like closer to that. I like that feeling, swinging down more. $140. Ideally, I need to see this thing going about $145. So that way I'm $130 with pitching wedge, $145 with the 9, and then I'm up towards $155, $160 with the 8 iron. Like that feels pretty controlled though, those last two. Like I'm not trying to like clobber it. And those are pretty similar shots. Oh, that was left. That's been the miss. There's my 145, but better. I don't hate that. We'll call that good for a 9. Hit a couple 8s. I guess we'll just go through the bag. Really, the irons have been good enough. They can always get better, but irons have been good enough. That hasn't been the issue. What I'm worried about is when I start hitting driver. This is my 8. This should be in the neighborhood of about 155, 160 in the air. Oh, or shank it. Whoa. You see the shot shape on that? That started 15 degrees right with a big, I don't know about that. It was definitely a shank, but usually you don't see shanks snap hook. Usually they start right and stay right. Can I replay that or no? Can you not replay on the range? That's kind of crazy. I've never seen a shank come back like that. Made a huge mistake, just jumped in, started around with no warm up on the range. 12th hole on left side cramped so bad. Strained a muscle and barely hit a putter. Played stupid games, I get stupid rewards. Man, that sucks. Yeah, you gotta take your time. I mean, this is way more significant than a warm up, but you at least gotta take at least 5 minutes and hit like 10 or 15 shots. And don't, you see a lot of people on the range, and hopefully you don't do it in your sim because there's no need to, but when you warm up, if you're familiar with basketball, warm up the same way you would with basketball. You don't get to a basketball court, and when you warm up, you start hitting half court shots, which would be comparable to a driver swinging full speed. When you go and warm up for basketball, you take a couple layups, you take a couple bunnies underneath the basket. So when you warm up with golf, start with some easy wedges like I was doing, and then work your way up through the bag. Don't just come in and start swinging full bore where you see some people do on the driving range. That's how you get hurt, or you just go right to the tee and you start swinging as hard as you can. No bueno. A little bit thin, but nothing wrong with that. Try to neutralize the club path a little bit on that. Open the stance a touch. Felt really good, but too far left. Another feeling been there. Normally do. Today I felt 21. Body quickly hit me with a reality check. Slumps can be fixed with a slump buster. What's a slump buster, C-Drum? It's not even, it's just it's a driver induced slump, which makes me just not looking forward to play and just hit everything else bad. Irons have been about the same. So it's not like a full on slump where I can't hit anything, although I have hit a good amount of shank so far, but it's really just driver. Like if I hit this relatively like I have been with my 8, too far left, but like that's about the same. There's really no difference there. That's what we want to see. Got to hit down on it more. I feel like I'm trapping it. I like that. All right, let's try some 7s. Old baseball term, having a hitting slump can be fixed with a night. Oh. Proven to work in the MLB. Long time no see. What's up, Black Cloud? It's hilarious. Would that be comparable to like if I played like a round with you online, C-Drum, because you're so ugly and so bad at golf? Would that be similar? If I played a round with you, would that be a slump busting round to get me back? So at least I could think to myself, wow, at least I'm not as bad and as ugly and as short as C-Drum. Maybe that would help. Just a little comparison, maybe. They usually say comparison's the thief of joy, but when you compare yourself to someone like C-Drum, oh, the ball rolled right before I hit that. Four nines. Sometimes I forget I'm not in my 20s anymore. Start with sandwich, work my way up until I'm warmed up. Never get notifications anymore. I have them turned on. Yeah, I don't know, Black Cloud. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's YouTube's sandbox. I'm just playing in it. Play lefty so I can win. I just need like, I guarantee you, I'm gonna hit driver a bunch after this. Once I'm on my 7, I don't even really know if I need to hit. I'll probably hit a couple long irons, maybe a couple hybrids. We're going through the bag anyways, but I just need to hit. I'm gonna hit some good drives today. I can guarantee it. But really, what I need is just like 2 days in a row where I feel like driver was actually halfway decent, and I think I'll be out of it. It just needs to be some kind of confidence and consistency is what I'm looking for. Not just like every day, if like I come out here and like every tee shot, I don't know if it's going to go how I want it to, 275 carry with a baby draw, or if it's going to be 150 yards, duck hook, low and left. It's like when you stand over the ball and you don't know what's going to happen and necessarily what's causing it, it's not the best feeling. Trying to saw that one off a little bit. Didn't go very far, but it was straighter. Try a Fleetwood 7 maybe. No draw. C-Drum, are you guys still in first place for the The scramble. You guys put up a pretty good score. I think you were 16. 16 is pretty. I mean, obviously anything over like 12, 12 to like 14 or 15 is doable depending on the course. But you get anything over that where you're like you need to birdie almost every single hole or get a couple eagles. When you start getting into the 15 to 18 mark, that's pretty impressive and that's hard to do. Last couple weeks though, that B Bells Golf or whatever the guy's name is has been like those two people have been 18 under the past 2 weeks. I feel like Square may have missed that a little bit, but -1 RPM to side spin. That was a little Fleetwood sawed off. Maybe that's my issue. Maybe my follow through is just getting a little bit too flippy. That was just toey, but it was hit relatively hard. Still leading at 16. Scramble Assassin was called in last week for a 21 under round. Got another call Saturday this week. Jeez. Well, part of my issue was last week. Not that I got called in, but it was me and my mom, and then my mom's friend and her husband, who all aren't great. So we knew we didn't have a shot, but we were hoping to use a lot of my shots, which we ended up doing. But we shot 2 under as a foursome, and that was the worst. That was the start of the slump. That was the worst I'd played since the first two rounds of this year playing outside, out of nowhere. And now it's been since then. I can't shake that bad round apparently. That's a little more like it. I just gotta feel like I guess I'm holding the face off a little bit more. I like the feeling of swinging hard. That's not bad carry for a 7. All right, let's work our way. I'll hit a couple longer irons quick, but really it's about driver here. That was a 6. Problem is every swing's different, so that one I felt like I held it off and now it's fading instead of drawing. I gotta release the longer irons a little bit quicker, but I don't hate that. Usually if I'm in the neighborhood of about 190 carry with the 6, I'm not super displeased. Chunky. It's a draw though. I don't hate it. See if we can get this 5 iron up to about 200 carry. Or 205 baby draw. All right. 4-iron. Starting to heat up in here a little bit. Starting to get a sweat going. Oh, bit low and heely, but not a terrible miss, all things considered. But this should be, I mean, 4-iron's tougher to hit, but oh, no wonder. Another ball bites the dust. Thought that one felt a little bit funky. Man, even these TP5Xs, these things are too expensive to be cracking them as much as I do. Take my word for it. Right between my two fingers, that line there. I know it's dark over here, but thin again. And so small, it looks like I'm holding an apple instead of a golf ball. What's up, Eagle School? I go like this. Not terrible, but kind of. There's an ant crawling around. Catching them chunky. Hit down a little bit more on that one. Sounds like you need a straw, buddy. What does that mean? This is where we've been. We haven't even got to driver yet. straighter. Now I had to feel like I kind of fell back out of it to keep the face a little more square. I mean, I don't hate that though with a hybrid. 243, 225. Nope. All right. We're almost there. We're almost to driver. Couple 3-woods. Hopefully I just take driver out and it's just like nothing ever happened and I'm hitting it like I have been over the past 2 months, which I would consider halfway decent. Can't have nice things so I keep breaking them. I've broken so many balls. I've probably broken a full dozen, maybe even more. I've broken a full dozen of TP5s at this point. Between TP5s, I think I actually broke. I have 2 left. I don't even know if these are both 5s or if these are X's. I think these are both 5s. No, that's an X. Those are both X's. So I think I broke a full dozen. I cracked a full dozen of the regular TP5s, and so far I think I've probably cracked maybe half a dozen of the X's so far. I think I bought 1 dozen of the TP5s and 2 dozens of the X's. I still have 1 dozen of the X's that I haven't touched. I think I'm halfway through one of the other ones. I mean, as long as Square read that right, with -1 RPMs of side spin, nothing wrong with that. 151, 3-wood off the deck, 240 carry, 258. Oh, I chunked that one. Oh, club slipped. 2 Pro V1s in 4 years. #1 ball in golf. I don't know what it is. I think it maybe because I'm too close to the screen. I'm only 6 feet from this white line to the screen, and I hit from a couple inches closer. Maybe it's just because it's so close that it heats up quicker. But I try to rotate them. Like I always have. I just broke 1, so I only have 2 right now. But I always have at least 3 balls that I rotate to let them cool down. Kind of low spin for a 3-wood, but I don't hate that. 241, 276 with a 3-wood off the deck. Only 148 ball speed, though. Super low spin. Hey, what's up, Denko? How am I hitting them? Not terrible. Everything I keep saying, everything's about the same. It's just driver. I'm about to start hitting that. I guess we'll call that good for a 3-wood. I just kind of went through the entire bag and just hit everything. Try to build up some confidence before going into driver. Now this is the moment of truth. In an ideal world, I'll just start hitting it 275 down the middle again, like I had been doing. But more than likely, this may take an hour or so to feel like I'm actually finding any kind of consistency. It may require me to go get another sleeve of balls, possibly. But we'll see. I'm just going to try to get the ball in the air, get the VLA up, get the spin up a little bit, and just feel like I have some kind of consistency. What I thought would happen. 751 backspin, 12 VLA. The VLA is not terrible. It's the backspin. It's just everything is low launching. I don't think there's anything wrong with the driver that would be causing that. Like, I don't think there's a crack in it or anything. It's got to be me. It's like no matter what I do, I can't get the ball up in the air. Like, that one I tried to open my stance. 376 RPMs of backspin? I don't get it. Don't try too hard, just let it happen. Shaft grip, just around the hosel. I haven't changed anything. Everything's still the same. Try shut in the face, maybe? A little reverse psychology. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that's loose. I mean, it is it's an 8-degree driver turned down to 6, which I get lower spin. But like the fact that it's just out of nowhere, like that hasn't been an issue over the past few months. And like this driver, it kind of has like some like almost milled lines in it. If you guys have ever seen the Sim 2, so some of them it looks like cracks, but it's not like there's not a huge dent in the driver. So it's got to be me. Something loose on the club? No, I don't think so. Golf store and hit something else. Only thing different is my mind. Yeah, I mean, but I think Boogeyman Bill's right. It's just it's not the plane, it's the pilot. High fade. What's up, Stice? All right, let's hit 10 in a row before we draw any conclusions. I gotta get though. I haven't been over 1,000 backspin yet. Play it further back in my stance, maybe. Maybe I'm too far off the front, so I'm catching everything. Like I'm hitting up on it. I like to be 6 degrees. $1,100. 13 VLA. I mean, it's kind of a banana hook. Missing the Big Daddy streams, appreciate it. Another driver to hit? No, not really. Not really. I have other shafts, but it's just to me, it doesn't. Everything was. I was hitting it really, really good for like a decent amount of time with nothing that I've changed. So to me, it's not the equipment, unless something like there's like a partial like split in the shaft or like there's something wrong with the head. I mean, to me, it's got to be me. So I don't think anything like changing anything. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, C-Drum. That's been what a draw. Yeah. Zero chance a ball with 1200 RPM can move that far to the right or the left. Dude, I had one. It was either Wednesday's video or the video coming out today. It literally showed 6 RPMs of backspin. But you've seen most of these. I think that's the highest I've been. I haven't been anywhere near 2,000. So I don't know. I can keep swinging. Maybe it's me, and just for whatever reason, there's something slightly different. But like I'm swinging into out. That was a decent launch. 17 VLA is a pretty good launch. I don't know. I don't understand what could be over kind of like overnight what has gone so drastically wrong and different. Like 900 backspin. And I'm afraid if I turn the loft up anymore, it's going to shut the face. The whole reason why, or part of the reason why I had it from 8 degrees down to 6 is because it opens the face 4 degrees. And even that, I'm weakening my grip and opening the face on top of it. At least that one was something close to 2,000 spin, which happens every once in a while. I just wonder, now when I played a little bit further back, I just wonder possibly if it's a slight crack in the driver to where things can be so drastically to like, that was just, you can consider that too far left of a miss. But to go from like sub like 300 RPMs up to 1900, like back and forth, I don't know. Last ball is beautiful. Last couple seem okay to me, but hey, I struggle to get 250. Something's wrong. These are missed. Well, that's what I mean. I don't know if you're being. I think you're being serious. That's kind of what I've been saying, which is why it's so frustrating. Like I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the launch monitor. I don't know if it's the club or a combination of all three. But that's why like you do that so many times, and I did it on course too. So that on this charity scramble that I did, everything I hit one that was 324, which was downhill, which was cool. That was really the only good one I hit all day. But for like the first like 5 or 6 drives in a row, I was trying to swing hard because it was a scramble, but everything was super low spinning, low launch, duck hook like low and left. So to me, it wasn't the launch monitor because I was doing that on course. And then I start coming in here and it's the same thing. So it's either me or the driver, but I don't know. I just don't get. You've seen me swing and seen what I've been using. I don't get how it can be this drastically different, seemingly, without much going on. What's up, Judd? How's it going? I don't know. We're experimenting, I guess. Something screwy. That one was better. The way the ball hooks with that low spin. It's going dead straight and falling out of the sky. Some Vaseline. Oh, grip and sip. What do you got? You got a new logo? I didn't recognize that. I believe C-Drum. No, there's no update. Learn by watching the 3v3. Like I'm playing those two. That one I almost feel like I'm playing it. I moved it up, so I was playing it to like in the middle of my stance just to try to get some more spin on it. But like I hit up on it 6 degrees and 517 backspin with 187 carry. Ball speed's not even that bad. Obviously, I'm not going after it because I don't know where they're going. So it's one thing to like swing hard. It's another thing you have some confidence you can swing a little bit harder where you know where it's going. But like this has kind of been the moral. And luckily that one started far enough right. But negative 51 spin access, 187 yards in the air, 500 backspin. Higher ball speed? No, like that's why like there hasn't been an update and like I've been hitting in the like low 160s lately and I hit 167. Like you guys have seen me like play scrambles and do my speed training and never had issues with that. I'm leaning towards I mean it's just something I guess in my swing. I'm too far into out. I don't know. It's either something with my swing or it's something with the driver. I don't think it's the square. The square is not perfect, but I only say that because I did that on course, and that was kind of what was happening. They were just super low, no spin, nose diving out of the air, and mostly left. That one was straight, but that was just a miss hit. That was high heel. 148 ball speed. I don't know. Do I just like try to swing as hard as I can for like 10 shots and try to get over it? Just start going speed training, and then maybe something clicks. Like that feels good too. That was 160 and 851 backspin. Like that's not super crazy. I have 3.7 into out for a club path. That's not wild. That's not overly done. Face was open, which I tried to do, start it right, have a baby draw, but to produce 800 backspin with 43 spin access, this is why like Danko, if I'm doing this like on the course, I'm just gonna drive myself nuts on Sunday, which is like it's it's one thing to not be hitting it well, but it's like something like this, which is obviously just either with me or my driver or something is so clearly out of whack. It's like, what's the point? I know it's rolling out to 260, but the fact that it's going 223 in the air and the next one could be like 150 in the air, I don't know. If the club path is accurate, then like me, you can struggle when path gets 7 or higher. To me, it looks like you're aligned to hit a massive draw. Try to slice it. Left foot is way Your left foot is way far ahead of your trail foot. Try to hit a slice. Move the lead foot back. Is it just your driver? As your 3-wood do the same? I mean, I hit three. I hit a couple 3-woods before. They were decent. One of them was kind of low spinning, but all right. Try to hit a slice. I gotta feel like I come this way. I've been trying to hit draws so much, it feels weird to even try to hit a slice, but this is probably just gonna launch left and possibly draw on top of it, but we'll see. Like this one, I'm definitely not closed now. The shoulders are wide open. .7 out to in, higher spin, but still, I just used to releasing my hands that just launched left and stayed left, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, but Change the loft to get the alignment stick out. Stand closer and hit a fade. So much better there. Well, I was also low in the face, but yeah. Like, that one, my feet were still the same. I tried to aim correctly to start it right. Just 40 spin axis, and I hit that pretty hard too. Like, that was 162, 500 backspin. I don't get it. And clearly, it's so puzzling. It's one thing if I can narrow it down to what it is and just work on that to fix it. It's just like I have no idea what that could be. I thought taking a little bit of time off, I just kind of come out and just not think about it and swing, but I don't know. And I know you guys are trying to help me with different stuff too, but entire community's helping out, figure this out. Has to be. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think so. I think that's like the easy way to say it, but I don't know, Judd. Like you'll see that multiple times. Like if you keep watching, you'll see there's been multiple well under like 1,000 spin. It's like that felt halfway decent, which is why I think it could be the driver. Like it could either be there's like a slight crack in the shaft or something like maybe there's something slightly wrong with the head. I don't know if that would cause that. Usually I saw like when I played with Gary Golfi, when he was playing with a cracked driver and everything was like 3,500, 4,000 backspin. I don't know if it can possibly have something wrong with it to make it cause super low backspin. I don't know, but it's just weird. Like the square seems like I don't think it's the balls because I just hit all the clubs in my bag and everything seemed fine. It's just lately with the driver. But I mean, I'll keep. That was more normal. That's what I've been used to. Honestly, that's been a little bit higher spin, but that's what I've been used to over the past couple months. 277 carry, just under 160. I don't have any complaints with that. But then the next one I'll hit will be back down like under 750. Say what driver I have? It's a 8 degree Sim 2, regular Sim 2, not the max. 8 degree Sim 2, and it's turned down to 6 degrees. And I know that probably sounds kind of crazy. I have a hazardous, extra stiff, it's probably too dark over here anyways, but hazardous, extra stiff, 6.5, 60 gram shaft in it. And the 8 degrees, I know that's probably a easy thing, but 8 degrees turned down to 6. They're probably like, well, that's the issue. I would agree generally speaking, but it's not like I just changed it. I've been using these settings in here for like 2 months and it's been fine. When you put a shaft tool in your driver, click it 2 times, I feel like the head would fall off. It's like a different part of the face is broke. Path is so much better. Can you show the impact location on screen? What do you mean? Like the slow-mo, like the Pro T does? No. If that, like you're saying, like the slow-mo of where it hits, no, I can't do that, unfortunately. Looking swole. Thanks, Dice. Hairline crack on the driver. It's not visible yet. I mean, it could be. The first Sim 2 that I had a feeling I cracked it too. It wasn't like that, but I just saw a crack and I called TaylorMade and they sent me a Stealth 2 Plus, which I hated. So I gave that to my dad and then I ordered another Sim 2. I don't know. We'll keep swinging with my feet. Would feel like open. I mean, is it alignment? Is that what it was? No, I don't have a backup driver. I mean, I haven't hit this thing though. I would feel like this thing is so foreign that it wouldn't even be worth testing. I mean, I could try it, but it's a RBZ, like the black one. This was like an update that they had. It's a 10.5. I had it because I was slicing it so bad back in the day. It's 10.5 turned up to 12.5, and I had them cut down the shaft. It's a 55-gram stiff flex shaft. So like, I guess, I mean, I could put the head in it, but this thing is like complete opposite of what that is. I don't even know if it's worth. Dunk it in water and see if the bubbles. I would feel the crack. If you come way over the top and hood the driver, you'll have lower spin results. Maybe it's a little too much over the top. Misread on the monitor. Denko dunk. That was almost perfect. All right, it's fixed. We did it. There we go. Swing it. Fees incoming. I mean, I'll try hitting this thing. Wow, this thing is. This thing is wild. This looks terrible behind the ball, too. This all black. The face is 10.5 turned up to 12.5. This looks insane. This looks like a 4,000. That was low on the face, but this thing looks so insane behind the ball. I kind of swung easy because that. Oh, that was off the toe. I mean, this thing is just like so unoptimized from what I've been using lately. I just don't know if it's worth it. But the fact you're seeing those spin numbers, which I don't think it's a launch monitor, which I had a feeling it wasn't. Oh, and there's no sticker on it, so we don't have any of the club data. But, oh, low on the face. It's picking up the spin, though. Mister. What's up with the D-Lud hate? I like D-Lud. D-Lud's been playing better than me. D-Lud's been playing a lot better than me as of late. That hook was your drive last night. All right, let's go back to the actual gamer. We'll just keep the stance open, and then we'll go from there. Maybe that's all it was. Maybe it was just opening the stance, which I mean I have tried over the past few days. Obviously, you start missing it low and left. You say, okay, let's open the face, let's adjust the grip, let's open my stance, and it seemed like the same thing. But I mean, that felt similar. 160 ball speed. I went after that a little bit more. 160 ball speed, which to me, I don't know. You wouldn't think you'd be able to do if the driver was partially cracked, be able to get 160, but that felt similar. Club path was pretty neutral, and 400 backspin. That's what I was seeing on course too, which was frustrating. Like I would open my stance like that. That felt like I was pretty open, and then it would still just be basically that nosedive out of the air with low spin, low launch, and go nowhere. Question in GSPro: what do you have the carry on GSPro or launch monitor carry? I have carry raw and carry game. Low net yesterday, 76 for 70. 443 spin. I know. Tell me about it. That's been the issue. It could honestly, it could be the driver. Like, it could be the driver head, which would suck. Cause I don't really want to spend money to go buy a new driver. Better. Still kind of low, but that's not crazy. Like that's closer to what I've been seeing as of late. Usually like anywhere from 1600 to 1900. So like 17 is still low, but that's not bad. 159, 274, rolling that to 300. That's a little bit more of what I've been accustomed to. I mean, if it's picking up the path, like Judd was right. If you're still in here, if you're picking it up, if it's picking up the path right with the sticker, like those other ones where I'm shutting my stance, I was swinging like 3 to 6 degrees into out, which I mean, I guess could cause some of that. And now that's 1.4, and it feels like I'm like aligned super open. I just feel like aligning a little bit more closed allows me to kind of come naturally a bit more from the inside versus you start lining up this way, and to be able to draw it and get to the ball, I feel like it almost promotes over the top when you're that far open with your lower body. But if I can just do that, I wouldn't have any complaints. I mean, I don't think it's not. I always click it. It has the torque. I don't have. I really don't think it's an issue with the head. Just to appease you, though, I'll put it. I mean, I like where it's been though. Is the thing. Like I've been hitting driver up until this past week or so. I've been hitting driver pretty good, so I don't think there's any issues of where the settings are. But we'll go instead of 8 down to 6. We'll go 8. We'll go up a degree to 7. My worry though now is we could try upright. So this is 8 playing 8 in the upright setting. And it's definitely clicked in. Is the square still awesome? Yeah, I think so, Alan. I mean, you start having issues like this with your driver and you want to blame the launch monitor, but I think all things considered for the price point with no subscription for $700, score is still pretty awesome. Ball speed 136, up 3 degrees, carried 228, 248. Have the square last night in GSPro range. Spin wise 1500, 2400. So he's the club of the ball, never the player's fault. I mean, we just changed it, but if I can just do that, I don't have any complaints with that, so I don't know why we changed it after that. I just need to get to the point where I was doing that more often, but that was low on the face. Higher backspin though, which usually would make sense. Lower on the face, higher backspin. Higher on the face, lower backspin. I didn't hit it particularly well, but that was 5.5 into out. Or out to in, rather. $800 backspin. Not terrible. I mean, I'll take 304. It's just doing that consistently is the issue. Oh man, that was too far up in the stance or in the hitting zone. That one actually felt pretty good too. I think I got to go back down to 6. This face, like I'm opening the face a ton. $273. I don't hate that. Hitting a high T like yours, but I was out to in 5 degrees. Again, it's not like I don't feel like I'm really doing anything different. I'm just opening my stance a touch. It's not like I forgot how to swing driver. It's just how all the consistency went out the window so quick. It's just baffling. Like I don't feel like these swings are any different. It's just the results were so drastically different, which was so frustrating. But I'm opening my stance, which feels like it's really open, and weakening my grip on my right hand to touch. Now just give me 100 more of those and I'd be happy. Last shot was spot on. Just switch to a simple plane golf swing. Take some adjustment. Or single plane. Really like the more repetitive and reliable. Watching how consistent Bryson is. No, I don't need Billabong blades. I don't need a extender. I mean, I have a laptop, which is still pretty new, and I think it has a pretty good Bluetooth adapter built into it. But I've heard some people with like the desktop computers, they don't work as well. and they have to buy the extender, but I've never had any issues. Um, I think it's maybe disconnected 3 times out of the 6-8 months that I've had it. And that could possibly just be there was an issue with the connector, not even the square dropping a connection. So, no, I don't have any issues with the Bluetooth. High on the face, but 281. $284. Now I'm fading it though. I want to draw it. That was out to in. Okay, are we back? That's all I'm trying to do. 281 raw, 159. The speed wasn't even the best, but that's 280 rolling out to 300. That's all. Is that too much to ask for? Spin's been different. Looking good now. No, Alan, the Whiskey Richie was in here before. There's still some bugs. There's some issues with the official connector. I'm using the Open API one still, which is kind of confusing because like Square, there's like third party like Springbok makes a connector, but then there's like the actual Square third party connector from their website, and now there's actually an official GSPro connector for Square. So there's really like 3 you can get. I'm still using the Open API and like the quote unquote official Square one from their website, but it's not the actual connector like where you change the license to Square on GSPro. That one I felt. That was toey. Tried to turn it over too much. Oh, that was a miss hit. Not terrible though. That was a pretty big miss hit. The fact that that ended up as good as it did. Keep the planes close to 0. You have the most power. Back, baby. I don't know about that. We'll see. Feels better though. These are the best I've hit in a row in about a week. I don't like that fade though. Oh. Trying to get my weight a little bit more forward too on some of these. We're not back yet. Low on the face. 2,900 spin though. Wish I had miss hits like that. Good miss. 4 golf, right? Same here. Well, that's why, I mean, everyone has their own miss, right? Everyone has their own things that they're working on. I sliced the ball for so long, the first like 5 years of playing. I just hate seeing the ball go that way, so which is why I've worked so hard in being able to draw the ball, and now the miss has been super far left, but that's why I'd almost rather shut down the stance a little bit, but obviously you can't play golf when you're only hitting it 300 RPMs of backspin in the air, which is just unplayable. But there's just a fine line between that and then losing it with 2,900 spin to the right. And because I'm a natural slicer fader of the ball, you can see how quick my club path can get out of whack. Like at first I started, it was more neutral into out, and then I got slightly out to in, and now on that one I'm 4 degrees. So that's my issue when I start trying to open up the stance a little bit and like my shoulders and stuff. It gets way too overdone that way. I don't hate that. When you don't lean at the ball and stay in good posture. I like launching it high though. I like swinging up on it. Oh boy. Ball. Trying your finish, walking towards the shot, not falling back. Much better. That was sweet. Gonna wreck my back, falling back all the time. I hear you, and usually that's not great, but over the past couple months, I've had that feeling of kind of staying back on it more, and I've been hitting it so good. Like, that doesn't hurt my back. You just got to get used to doing it. But I get into the period where, I get into what you guys just saw, where I try to get more towards the front side, and I come more over the top with the face open, and I start losing them right. So for me, I need to have that feeling of kind of staying back. I know you don't want to finish where you're like super back, but there's, I don't know. That one I tried to get a little bit further and now it's off the planet. I'm kind of experimenting, going back and forth between shutting my stance a touch more, but then opening my shoulders, or opening my stance a touch more, and then shutting my shoulders. I think it's got to be open shoulders, or open stance, shut shoulders rather. Oh, that was way off the toe. All right, this driver wasn't bad at first. We hit some decent ones, but we're going back to where I was hitting it the best. We're going 8 down to 6. It opens the face 4 degrees. I don't feel like I have to do anything crazy with releasing it quite as much and trying to fight. It's already open, so I can kind of just swing it. I don't feel like I have to do anything crazy between holding the face, shutting it. Getting warm in here though. Starting to sweat. Two to three, yeah. I hear you. I mean, like anything else, I think it just comes down to reps. So I just got to swing it and just get to a place where I'm not really even thinking it. I need to get to the place where I'm not thinking about it a ton. Yeah, it looks so much better behind the ball. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we're back to Super low spin central. Honestly, I'm starting to get a little tired, but bearded one returns. Really found my swing when I turned the loft up more. You're not over the top. Your path is into out, and not much will change that. It's making you swing up so much. That's where I want to be, though. 6.2, 16.1 VLA. I like being around, like, that's kind of high, but I like being in that 6 degrees up. Hit those high, nasty bombs. Oh, that was a miss hit. That was Healy, but just catching up. 6.2, 300 drives can happen. High nasty bomb. Shot you should have in your bag, but also figure out a fairway finder. Working on your speed. You're gonna be cruising at 155. It would be cool to swing some at 8-degree loft on driver. Are you saying for you or for me? Before I had that, I had it from right now it's 8 back down to 6. For a while there, for like 20 minutes, I had it 8 playing 8 in the upright setting. This just looks so much better with it open behind the ball to me. It's always something. Now I got rid of the low spin left. Now they're high and kind of spinny to the right, and they're not turning over. I think just watching, it's your face control. Keep the lead foot parallel, but it's really focus on face control. When your path gets over 5, that's when you get into trouble. I don't disagree with that. It's probably a good observation. Go to 10. It's not. See, but this is the problem. We like the whole point of this was my miss has been so far low and left. So this is kind of like a pleasant sight, but I have it down. I have it from 8 to 6 because it opens the face. So it eliminates my miss has been low and left with no spin. So open the face a little bit helps that. If I go from 8 all the way up to 10, the face is going to be like this, which yeah, it would force me to swing a little more out to in, but I don't like long term. I don't want to do that. Like I like being ideally if I can 0 to 3 into out. I want to hit big high turnover, slightly lower spinning draws. Like when I played my best golf both in here and on course, that's what I was hitting on course. Or that's what I was hitting with driver off the tee. Good carry, no draw. At least the path's better. Now my hands, I guess, are getting tired and lazy. Now my hands aren't turning over. Like I know that's considered low spinning, but I don't hate that. If I could just play that every time, 277 rolling out to 310. I know it's kind of nosediving, it's low spin, but I don't hate that at all. 3.1 into out, a little bit lower launch, but that's what I'm looking for right there. Then hit driver on a birdie hole. You made a hole in one on course yesterday, really? Congrats, Toast. That's awesome. Taylor made sleeves. Yeah, he's saying go up. He's saying go up to. I can go. It's an 8-degree driver, so I can go from 8 down to 6, or I can go 8 up to 10. Do you, boo? 176 yards, 6 hybrid. That's awesome. I appreciate the advice, and I appreciate you guys what's worked for you and whatnot. And I'm still not hitting it great. It's just I don't want to for the short term just to like mess around and try stuff. I don't like I know I don't want to be like that's what I had that driver. I don't think D-Wad, you were in here before, but Judd was asking if I had like an old driver to try. I'm not going to get it, but it was 10 and a half, and I had it turned up 2 degrees to 12 and a half because I was slicing it so bad. I don't want to get so far from where I am now to that where it's 10 and a half up to 12 and a half, and the face is 4 degrees shut, and I'm just battling, losing them high spinning into the right. So it's like one thing or the other. You got to kind of pick your poison. So I'm in like the general ballpark of where I want to be. It's just finding the consistency is the issue. And I think it's one thing if I've been hitting driver super poor for like months on end and I'm like searching around for settings, but the fact that I've been hitting it, call it maybe 2-3 months, when I've been creeping up into the 160s now, it's pretty much all been with this same setup with the same shaft, 8 down to 6, and I was hitting it probably the best I ever have off the tee in my life. So it's like I know like that's if I'm capable of doing it then, I think I'm capable of doing it again. It's just getting back to swinging that way to produce more shots like that. low in the face. Oh. Men's night only cost me $2.20. Had to buy the drinks. That's funny. Going up 1-7 would be good if you're in a slump. All right. Still frustrating that miss right there, that super low miss is coming out of nowhere, especially at 161 mile an hour. But that is what is infuriating. So I got to get rid of that. So for the time being, we'll go up a little bit. We will go up. That's upright. We'll start with one click up. I can understand it's probably frustrating on your end. Just if you're trying to tell me stuff to try to solve it and help me. And it probably seems like I'm just being stubborn and won't listen to anyone, but it's frustrating on my end too. And I feel like I had something that worked so well for a long time and then just out of nowhere, nothing works, which I guess warrants to change some stuff around, but that was arms a little bit closer to my body. Like I just want to be able to do that 10 times in a row and be able to play. It's a little bit overdone, but that's a manageable miss. Much rather have that than weak and spinny to the right. That's overdone left, but at least it's rolling out to 292. If I have that same miss that kicks up on the backspin up to like 2,500 backspin, it probably goes like 240, 250 in the air, rolling out to like 260, 270 if I'm lucky. And it's probably just as far right as that one is left. Well, the combination of, I think that's more so hands a bit closer to my body. It feels like instead of my arms being out here like Bryson, they're a little more kind of bent and closer to my body. Between that and going up just one click. So it's probably, I think they're like 0.75 or something close to there increments. So it's probably like 8 playing 6.75 or something like that. That was just super high toe. Healy. 280 though. That's part of the reason why I like kind of locking my arms out. I feel like having a little more scrunched in, maybe you can generate a little more power, but it leads to possibly, if you, there's a lot more wiggle room and variance in your arms versus being a little more locked out in the first place. I feel like that little bit of bend, a little bit of wiggle room with your arms can lead to a lot more drastically toe and heel strikes. And as soon as I say that, go from way off the heel to way off the toe. If I want a lesson, let you know. Now I'm just kind of swinging hard, or trying to at least. I was hitting driver. I mean, I'm completely drenched. I'm hitting driver for a while, so the speed's not quite there, but That one was really off balance. Don't look at that one. That one I was like back here trying to swing hard and launch it high. Drive the first hole on the DO Golf League 400 yards this week. Is that crazy elevation or what? Downhill. Man, this is a newer hat before I came out here too. This thing is going to be destroyed. Bad choice in hats. Should have wore a old crappy one. Just for giggles, we'll go 8 up to 10. See what happens. I mean, it's one thing like you can hit just because you hit one, like you hit 2 or 3 good ones as soon as you change it, and you're like, oh wow, that's it. Like I think any of these settings so far, I'm still capable of hitting bad shots like that. So I think like I could hit this one 300 carry, and just because you hit a couple good ones right as soon as you change it doesn't mean. I feel like that 8 degrees down to 6 has been stress tested over 2 months and seemed to work pretty well. But let's see what 8 up to 10 does. Definitely launched higher. I just feel like that's the issue because now the club just sits with the face like that. So it's like I need to battle having it open. It just feels so insane how closed this thing is right now. I tried to slice that one, which isn't bad. I mean, it's on the center line. It's just ball speed's lower, launch was lower, or the angle of attack was lower. It just feels like I need to. I don't like the way it looks behind the ball. It feels like I need to try to slice it. Otherwise, it's going to be off the planet left. Yeah, this setting, not for me. Not for me. Anymore. Used to be. I used to love this. I used to shut the face so much. I have way on the ball as well. Did driver fitting. Normally I play a driver at 7 to 8. I misses a hook just like you. The fitting I was fitting to 11 ahead, way open. It was flat as can be. Essentially, it's at 10, but flat and open. Hitting it better than I ever have. Well, that's the whole reason why I went. The whole reason why I went 8 degrees in the first place was because when I first got this, I was battling a slice. So I figured we'll go as low as possible on the loft for the head as standard, and then I can go up to where I'm 10 instead of starting at 10 or like 10 and a half and going to 12 or like 9 to 11. So, I mean, realistically, it would probably be good if I was at like maybe a 10 and a half down to 8 and a half or even 9 down to like 7. But I mean, it's kind of fun as long as you can launch it. It is kind of fun hitting the 6 degrees. And you do get some higher ball speeds. All right, what time is it? That's what we're looking for, closer to it. I know it's in there. It's frustrating that it can't be that 8 times out of 10. Obviously, it's not that simple, but so at this point, I've even that was 290. I've taken a ton of swings at this point too. I'm honestly kind of tired. I don't know if we necessarily solved anything, but I don't think we got worse. 165 so far. That was a weaker right hand. Oh. I think one more good one, or at least decent one, and then I'm out of here. Now I'm just getting a little sloppy because I'm. Good news is we tried a bunch of different settings. I'm back to where I originally was with 8 down to 6, and at least now, like that still wasn't a great drive. But at least I'm getting them in the air. Those first couple that I hit were like 300 backspin. I think though, Judd, if you're still in here, I think. Oh, that was kind of an over the top Healy. I think so far what seemed to have helped is just opening that stance just a little, neutralize the path just a touch, and on top of that, I mean, it's going to depend on grip, but I feel like instead of having kind of my head either at the ball or maybe even slightly in front of it or whatever, feeling like my head's kind of back here with that little more open stance. Way off the toe. But at least they're going up in the air. That's been the miss. 15 RPMs of backspin. Ah. Very manageable though. Path was good there. Yeah, and that one, 6.5. So it feels like I'm opening. I mean, that's crazy. That one is easy to say. All right, I think it's launch monitor, but I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I was doing on course too. But it feels like I'm opening my stance. It's still just going to be shoulder, which I was messing around. I don't know if it's better for me to shut my stance or keep the stance kind of neutral and open the shoulders, or I don't know, maybe just neutral. But 5.9. If I get my path down, any miss would be more manageable. Well, that one path was good. That was only 0.5 into out. Still just no spin though. All right, we're going 8. It is so puzzling and infuriating why out of nowhere it's like I can't play it on where I've had it. It's like out of nowhere 8 down to 6, which is where I've had it and hit it really well. And I can hit it well every once in a while now, but now it's just like sub 1,000 RPM spin. I just don't understand. And I get path on that one, 6.8 degrees. Just tired now, yeah. 200 drivers, I know. I am. My lower back's feeling it, but whew. That's what we're looking for. So for that one, I don't know. Maybe I just get disoriented inside. That one I lined up and I kind of felt like opened my shoulders a touch more. That one, everything was pretty good. Launch was pretty good. Spin was pretty good. Club path was pretty good. Ball speed's down just because I'm tired, but 270 in the air, 289. That's a manageable baby draw. That's where I want to be. I think I'm going to end it on that, but we'll pick up. I don't think 8 is it. Lead foot is creeping up. Moving up and up. When you say up and up, as in like I'm playing the ball too far back, or I'm starting to play the ball too far forward? That's part of the problem too with this, where I'm kind of just like experimenting, trying to find some consistency. I like change stuff almost every single swing to try to find something that feels good. So it's like I could be doing different stuff between open and closed and ball position, like grip, all that kind of stuff, just to try to find something. Lead foot is moving in front of the trail foot. Oh, you're saying so? Like I'm shutting my. You're saying like that? And I probably should have listened to you in the first place, but so despite that was a good one. That was a good one to end on. Honestly, I have these stupid things in my bag, and I like never used them. Are these supposed to be like right where you put your feet? So I would line up. I'll be here. So that's slightly open. Huh. Mr. Judd. Mr. Judd. So I don't know if you can tell. I have I have it to where it's slightly open, and that was still 0.5 into out, but that forces me, so hopefully that just wasn't a fluke, but that felt pretty good, and that was a baby draw. I mean, that's on the center line. Hmm. End on that. Need to feet. Yeah, I think it's just make that your focus for the next couple weeks. You're not wrong. It's just it feels like I've done that, and then I get into a period where maybe I start losing some to the right. So the natural tendency is to shut it down. And I think just because, like I said, for probably the first 5 years I started to play, like everyone else, you're just swinging way over the top across the ball. So even really over the past year with irons and stuff, been working on like last summer I played a fade with my irons, but working on kind of getting more of that draw. So you naturally get more and more shut, which I think starts to feel more natural and like standard. So now even this, which is barely even that open, it feels like I'm wide open. But the club path, like you're saying, the club path is a lot more neutral. So as long as I line up like this, and then if you see when I look up, I kind of preset my shoulders kind of out towards here is where I'm looking. So as long as my feet stay here, I can kind of preset like the face of my shoulders to swing out towards there. And that's in a much better spot than going this way and swinging, which I was probably doing before, swinging that much more out that way. Yeah, still be aggressive closing the wrist naturally. I mean, there's no argument with those last couple. Again, I'm pretty tired at this point. Like I'm soaked, so the speed's not there. But the fact that those were pretty darn straight and still pretty good carry, like that was literally on the center line. Is this right though? I mean, it's kind of a dumb question, but do you have the alignment stick right up to like the tips of your toes, or do you have it a little more in front of you? I guess probably doesn't matter, but I even found myself when I was lining up to these, I would find myself, all right, I don't want to be there, and I would still, even though the stick is that way, I would still shut my stance on the just to be behind the stick. But I need to feel, yeah, I need to feel open on the body and the feet. Really lower body and then shoulders just a bit shut. When you're close to the target and you close your wrist, hooky low spin. Yep, that's basically what it was. Open your lead foot. All right. I mean, we're going to end it on that. I appreciate it. We'll see. Hopefully, that was, I mean, we took a lot of swings. I feel like I got a lot of stuff kind of out of my system just by swinging through it and talking through it. Hopefully, if I go and put an alignment stick down next time I come out. What's today's Friday? I'm playing tomorrow with Big Dog at night. So 6 p.m. we're doing our scramble, and then I think Sunday I'm actually playing with Danko on course, which is why I want to come out here and kind of get some of this stuff figured out, because doing those low spinners is not going to be fun playing with Danko on course. I think we're going to do a scramble, which will be a lot of fun. First time meeting him, so we'll see if that continues. If I can just do that, I'm a happy camper. But I'm out of here. That was a lot of swings. Appreciate all the input. Shout out to the members. Nice stream. Thanks. Keep at it. Looks better. Appreciate the advice. I know people that come in, they say different stuff. I know everyone's coming from a good place. It's just like certain stuff, I just know is probably not the right direction, but I don't want to say like, no, I'm 100% not going to do that. So I try to be like, change stuff around, try some different stuff to where I at least kind of give it a shot. But everyone swings differently, everyone's brain works differently. So for someone, a swing thought or trying something may work great for them, and for someone else it could just be the complete opposite. So hopefully I didn't come across as like, no, that's a terrible idea and that's bad advice. I think it's more so just like, all right, I'll try it, and maybe no, not for me. And maybe something else just happens to click, like that last thing with the alignment, and it happens to work. So, but I'm out of here. Appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll catch you on the next one.